Well, good evening, LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. Um, Thank you so much for joining our session today. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Michelle Gardner-Ince. Most people call me GI, a small business advocate, champion, host of Demystifying Government Contracting and the GI Factor podcast. Um, I decided we've taken a break for about 4 weeks after doing more than 120 sessions. Can you believe that? 120 sessions since 2022. Every week, Wednesday, with the exception of maybe three times we've missed until recently. We've been here every Wednesday from 7 to 8 p.m. Can you hear me? Let me just take a look and see. Let me see what if there's any comments in here. I'm just going to say welcome. And I decided that one, I would come on and spend some time with you, just saying thank you. Thank you for just encouraging me, affirming when I see you out and about at events that, hey, love what you're doing. Thanks for what you're doing. I've learned a lot. I've grown a lot, all of that. So I just want to make sure, can everyone hear me? Oh, perfect. Thank you so much, Michael. What's up? I love seeing familiar faces. Thankful and honored that I had the opportunity to be in leadership when Micah was at Hanscom Air Force Base, and I was too. What a great time we had. What an amazing team. Hey there, Pamela. Thanks so much for joining. If you do have a company, you can tell the people who've been in this space before, please put your company information in the chat. Any socioeconomic designations, that means 8A, woman-owned, veteran-owned, minority-owned, hub-zoned, any of those designations, tell what you do. This is a great networking space. And as we get started, I do want to just, say how thankful I am to the community. Many of you who don't know me, I will tell you that some of my greatest battles, some of the way that I've been stretched, right, to grow in different ways, has been post-military. And I recently did a post with my wonderful little brother and friend and fellow small business champion, Donnell Johns, Sergeant Major Donnell Johns, who runs Veterans Growing America. Recently did a podcast with him, and he asked me about, how was my transition from the military? Well, I will tell you, my transition from the military really didn't happen until about 5 years ago. So, hey, Michael, how you doing, buddy? Good, another great friend and fellow brother. And if you want to come to the stage, go to our SOS chat and pop in. And if somebody else wants to, come to the stage, you can send me a DM on LinkedIn, and I will. Let me see if I can pick it up here, and I will send you a link to join. So just wanted to say, thank you. Spend some time gathering in honor of gratitude during this season of Thanksgiving. As I was saying, some of my greatest growth and stretching has happened in the last 5 years, because entrepreneurship is really a mindset, right? And one of the things I'm thankful for is just being in my right mind, because this entrepreneur journey is a tough one. And, my challenge to help small businesses understand government contracting, understand the challenges of small business, especially women veterans, although I'm not in business, but I'm walking alongside their journey. And I've had the honor and the absolute pleasure of their trust to be on the front row seat of their journey. And so, I'm just super thankful for that. But mostly what we do when we come on these sessions, we generally take questions. We answer. Do speed coaching. We may do some teaching, but today is all about gratitude and being thankful. And one of the things I want you to put in the chat is, something that you are thankful for. Hey, Coach, how are you? If you want to join the stage, you can go and grab the link from the SOS group chat. Let me try to repost it there, and feel free to join in. Let me see here. Invite, copy. There we go. I'm going to go over here and put it in the chat. But I do want to say, I'm thankful for the amazing demystifying government contracting experts who have joined me here, for 2 years. Like I said before, over 120 sessions. They have been generous with their knowledge and expertise. I just put the link in the chat. And Micah, I'm going to send you a link if you want to come and join the stage here. Feel free to come up. But I want some folks to share, what they're thankful for, because business is tough, right? And part of community being giving thanks together, growing together, being challenged together, gives you the inspiration to keep going. So now that I put the link in the chat, for those of you who don't know me, I'm going to say again, I'm Michelle, Gardner-Ince, aka GI, and what an honor it is for me to be here with you. I also want to say that if you have not read my profile, the first page is a feature page called The GI Disclaimer. Hey there, Michael, come on, let me add the stage. It is the GI disclaimer. Everything that I say, the things that my guests say are our opinions and our opinions only. They do not represent the opinions of any federal agency, especially the government agency of the Department of Veteran Affairs, where I work 9 to 5 in the Office of Small and Disadvantaged Business, and where I have the pleasure to serve women veteran entrepreneurs every single day, 24/7. I'm thinking about how do I help small businesses understand this government contracting space? How do I help them? Micah, I see you, but it's not letting me. Oh, I see. I can add you to the stage now. If you'll mute real quick, Micah, and then add a profile page, and then we'll go ahead and have the conversation. So again, I work for the Department of Veteran Affairs, and read the disclaimer. So now let's just get on. We're celebrating. We're taking time to thank just God for me. I don't know what you honor, but being thankful, putting gratitude out in the atmosphere for the big wins, the small, and even what I found is even when I'm challenged and have some missteps, I will call it, or some struggles, I see gratitude in that now. The place I'm at, every place I have a struggle, I'm looking for a blessing. Hey there, Coach Marvin. Thanks for joining. Micah, did we get you on stage? Micah, I see you. I think you're on stage. You just haven't added a picture yet. So thanks again for joining. We are just, going to be here talking about gratitude. And one of the gentlemen that I want to ask, to talk a little bit about this is somebody who's studying the subject of love, and his podcast, Coffee, Tea, and Me, on Fridays at 3:00 on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook. He's talking about the importance of gratitude. And so I'll give him a chance to kind of talk about that. But I would be remiss if I didn't do a couple of introductions. Let me just say, my younger brother, Michael, what a delight it has been to be in his space. Talk about just a gentleman, an amazing father. I've got a chance to, sometimes we see people in different roles, right? He's a new dad, a girl dad. And so I've gotten a chance to just see him in that, that vulnerable space. But he is a nerd, quote, end quote, when it comes to cybersecurity. And he's passionate about that. We're going to be having a couple of more episodes talking about cybersecurity and the importance for small business, the importance of, protecting yourself, because the government can't hold you liable if you mess up their systems as a customer. But he is just an amazing man, and inquisitive and curious and generous and just humble. I remember the first time I met him, I walked in, he says, "Oh, I know who you are." And I was like, "Who is this dude?" And he immediately just started to, interview me with all these questions. And as I sat down, I think he may have given me 5 minutes to say hello to everybody else. But after that, he was just curious as can be about various different questions, from leadership to business. And then he said, "Can I record you?" And he didn't even give me a chance, Coach Powell, to say yes or no. He whipped out his microphone, and I've been in love with this young man as a brother, and as a fellow champion and part of the demystifying government contracting community. So, Mike, thanks for joining us. I know time is precious. You got a little diva over there demanding time. So the fact that you would, come and spend some time is awesome. Next is Coach Powell, Marvin Powell. What can I say about this brother? This brother is cerebral. I'm just going to say that. He's a deep brother. I'm going to start calling him Captain Nemo, because he be going so deep on, on different subjects. But I part of my way of having gratitude is giving people flowers while they're alive. But he, every time I'm in his presence, he just expands my mind. He brings light in places of darkness, helps me look at topics like I wouldn't even thought of that. And then when I do think about it, he pulls something out that I've never said. And I'm like, iron sharpeneth iron. But I just appreciate him and all that he does for not only the small business community, but for the amazing leaders that he has in businesses he has the opportunity to coach. So welcome, welcome, welcome. And like I said, there's a few more folks that'll be joining us. And Micah, let me tell you, I've known this young man, Jesus, I'm almost like scared to say, Lord have mercy. Have I known him? My daughter's almost 30. So I think I've known him about 30 years. Did I get that right there, Micah? And thanks for, brushing the cobwebs off of an old senior gal's memory. I thought we were at Hanscom together, but we were actually in South Dakota. So yeah, thanks for joining. Are you able to unmute? And I can't see your picture either. I don't know if you can click those dots and add a photo or come on screen. If you can't, that's fine. But Micah was a young superstar when I was a squadron commander. I don't know if he got to see me pregnant, but that was something to see. I'm going to just let y'all know. I was commanding a squadron with 400 people and commanding an air show, running an air show from a golf cart at 8.5 months pregnant. So Micah has seen me in some rare forms, but he was always just a sponge and a student as a young lieutenant, and I appreciate him, and I look at him now. He's retired and in business for himself. What's up, Micah? Can you talk? All right, we'll come back. Let's see if we can work it out. But I'd love to. Oh, there you are. You on the other one. What's up, guy?
Hey,
How you
I'm
doing?
so sorry for the technical issues here.
No. What's going on? Could you hear me talking about you?
Oh, yes, you're too kind, too kind. Yeah, and I apologize for my very casual appearance. I
Oh
was
no,
actually on
no. You see,
PTO.
everybody's casual. It's a casual thing, buddy.
Yeah, we just came back from camping, so.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
but no, but anyway, no, thank you so much for the kind words. Yeah, one thing I just have to tell you, it was so nice. I posted that I was on was accepted to be like a board member of a national electrical association. And so, for some background, I work in the electrical construction industry. And like GI said, I retired after about 21 years, about 10 years ago or so. And now I've kind of evolved into a new role, in my company. We're kind of skyrocketing with insane growth trajectory. And
Nice.
so it's absolutely insane. And so we're having to take this startup kind of of an approach, but if I can, sorry, I was just like kind of in a panic, trying to get on,
No,
but
you're good.
but if there's anything I guess you could say, like speaking of being appreciative and thankful, but one thing was the reason why I mentioned that role is that GI, you reached out to me and said congratulations and things like that, and I was really thinking about how you know I'm constantly reflecting on my not only where I've been here at my current company, but like having retired from the Air Force. Then I think about those days at Ellsworth Air Force Base, with Colonel Aaron Buck Rogers, who was our
Yeah,
support group commander, and
love it.
Major GI at the time. Yes, you were pregnant. But it was also amazing to see, because it's like, you know what, carrying a baby, whatever, I got stuff to do. We got an air show to run. you know but no, I look back and reflect on that time, and that experience was just so formative for me, and you were
Wow.
absolutely one of those people
Wow.
that really helped convince me to stay, because when I was in ROTC in college, I was kind of one of the guys who would be, least likely to make it through some ROTC program or something like that, you know. And then I go to boot camp, here at Lackland, San Antonio, come back kind of refreshed and kind of motivated, and then I go to this new base out in the middle of nowhere. Well, at least for a 21-year-old second lieutenant, it's in the middle of nowhere. you know uh, but then having to be, like being able to experience amazing leaders at that young of an age, that really not only inspired me to stay, but just really told me what opportunities are out there. And with a little bit of hard work, with a little bit of gratitude, you can do whatever you want. And I reflect on that time, and here I am, 10 years after retiring, worked at Petco for a couple of years, corporate retail, but then suddenly, I'm 7 years at my current company now, doing stuff that I never imagined that I would do. But I think I blame, well, not blame, how do I say that? I don't know where, I'm lost for words. I attribute my success to a lot of the lessons from great people that
Wow.
took me in their arms and were willing to teach and take the time to teach some snot-nosed lieutenant, the ropes. So thank you. If I've never said that
Oh,
before, I want to thank you.
wow.
So
Wow. What a wonderful surprise. Thanks for joining us. And let me tell you, you're in great company. We got both of these gentlemen are some amazing leaders as well. Congratulations to you on your business. If I can ever be of help, and I'm immediately thinking of some people you might want to connect with. You do electrical. I know a guy that does security, like physical security. So if you know somebody that needs physical security,
Well,
cameras, and systems, I got a guy for you.
well,
And
you
he's
know
a
what?
great guy.
Well, send them my way because, again, going back to that growth trajectory, just I'll just put it in context here. And this is what's also been kind of cool about the whole move into the Celine world. And, when I first started there, we were at about 178 million revenue.
Wow.
178, right? Fast
Wow.
forward 6 years, we are at about 560.
Wow.
And we're on track to be about $1 billion company in about 5 years. And so
Wow.
we went from 93 people in the office to about 350 now. We went from about 500 field electricians. Now at
Wow.
our peaks doing data center work, we're sometimes upwards of 2,100 field electricians. So
Wow.
we're
Well,
busy.
I will definitely, those are mind blowing numbers, and you've got a lot to be thankful for. I'm definitely going to, hey, Coach or Michael, if you get a chance to message Anthony, tell him to jump on real quick, because this may be a magical connection here. He does robots and security
Oh,
cameras,
very
so
cool.
he's part of
Because we have,
he's part of our kind of ecosystem,
oh,
and he's
very
an Air
cool.
Force vet.
Nice. We actually have a technologies, low voltage and security type department too. That's
Yeah,
a pretty decent chunk of our revenue. So we appreciate that.
awesome, awesome. Well, thanks again for joining. Hey, Marvin, uh, can you give us a piece on gratitude? About a 5 minute kind of, kind of the importance of gratitude in success in business. We just got to hear Micah tell his amazing story, some of the success that they're having. No, like rocket success over there. But how important is it for gratitude and love and in the small business arena?
It is absolutely critical. As you indicated earlier, I wrote about 15 years ago, I wrote uh, a whole training program called the RAP approach. So RAP stands for three acronyms: respect, affection, and praise. And it's so important to us emotionally, psychologically, and every aspect of what we do to be able to have these attributes that we not just know but share with one another. And it all begins with gratitude, because you can't respect someone that you can't I mean the definition of respect, let's just put it that way, is about honoring and adoring somebody for something they have said or done or you have witnessed specifically. It's not something that you just generally overall because of a role or a title. You don't really respect them because you don't know them yet. Once you pay attention, right, and engage with someone, you have the level of respect for them, all right, and you feel honored and grateful to even have them in your presence, to actually be around them, and that particular level of gratitude. You example for what Micah just shared with GI just now, right? It's a
Yeah.
level of gratitude, right? Now, it's one thing to feel it personally. You're going to get a lot out of being grateful, right? But when
Uh-huh.
you share it, right? When you bear witness to what
Yes.
someone has done to elevate you in your life, you give them all the flowers they need while they are alive today to
Yeah.
really feel like they matter, to feel like they have value, to feel like they are significant and relevant, at least relevant in the moment that you had an opportunity to share with them and be around them and so on and so forth. So it's so critically important, every human endeavor, everywhere we get a chance to express any thought or feeling towards one another, that we understand gratitude. Because if you don't understand gratitude and you don't reflect it back to people when you actually feel gratitude, you rob them of an opportunity to be meaningful. You rob them of the opportunity to feel like they belong to whatever it is that you're participating and engaging with.
Mm,
I don't care if it's
mm,
an association or an
mm,
organization or a
mm.
team or a joint venture partnership. You need to be able to turn people on. Now, here's what happens. When a person feels like you are grateful for them, they want to contribute more to you.
True that.
Right? They want to give, they want to double down because they love the feeling of the benefit of the feeling that you've helped them, begin to understand and feel. So you want them, you want to actually have them have something that they could double down and share with you some more. Like, so here's a perfect example. You guys have had it, right? As soon as Micah started talking about all the beautiful things that Michelle had done in terms of working with him in his past and so on and so forth, she immediately started to double down and go, okay, who can I introduce him to that I know for a fact is going to work
Yeah.
out? And by the way, the gentleman that he's talking about, we both know him. So we both
Yes.
know Anthony, and we both know that she is right. This could be a magical connection for a ton of reasons that we probably don't have
Yeah.
time to go into today. But that's what happens when you take the time to be grateful. When you and it requires an investment and a contribution of your own emotional resonance. Basically, what I'm saying is you have to be so in touch with your own thoughts and feelings that you're able to share them adequately and appropriately with someone else. And when you do it, it comes back to you almost immediately. Even if Michelle hadn't have done anything or said anything, Micah, you would have felt good because you were able to honor her and able to, you know, share with her something that maybe you hadn't shared with her in the past, or in a way that maybe it's more meaningful or resonate with you today. And there's no such thing as too much. There's no such thing as too much love, too much kindness, too much gratefulness.
So true.
It's only the most appropriate human behavior that we have. And so,
Yeah.
unfortunately, of course, in the military, we all are veterans on this call right now. So we've all learned how sometimes you got to put your feelings aside to get the mission done, or whatever. However, when we've all been taught this, no one goes to war for God and country, which is the mission, right? Or the orders, right? We go to war for each other. We go to war for our battle buddies. We protect each other in the trenches, in the foxholes, in
Mhm.
the airfields, or wherever we are. It's because
Mhm.
these are our friends. These are our associates. We know enough about them. Sometimes, think about all the Medal of Honor winners. Every single one of them did it for a higher reason
Yes.
than just themselves. They weren't going out there going, oh, let me just do this act of valor because I want to be bold and fantastic and all that kind of stuff. No. They were thinking about their battle buddies. They were thinking about, the people that they were on the field with, and they're trying to help rescue, deal with whatever they have to deal with in order so they can survive, right? They were sacrificing themselves so that others can survive. That's what you do when you are able to create the kind of teamwork, the camaraderie that we've been able to create. But it's because we got to know each other. We got to see each other in some of the rough spots and the rough patches in our lives, and then we're able to recommend and help each other through that. There is nothing that you could do that's much more critical than to actually serve someone in the worst experiences and the worst times in their lives. It's just something that
True.
you can't get
Oh
around.
my God. Oh my God. Let me jump in here because you didn't got my leg is shaking here because it's like I want to jump in. I want to jump in. I want to jump in. Uh, you said so many things, but one of the things that gratitude does is it puts slats on the bridge. If you
Mhm.
think about a bridge and there's hey, all these slats. What's
Right.
up, Donnell? One of my most favorite guys. Oh my God, this is about to be a party right here. I'm just saying, we about to have a great time. Welcome, Sergeant Major. How you doing? I was just talking about you. I don't know if you
Yes.
knew that, but I was just talking about you. So thanks for joining the stage. But we're talking about gratitude. We're talking about being thankful and how putting that in the atmosphere and how people try to uh, build a bridge and run over it at the same time, but it's relationally and physically impossible. And
That's correct.
gratitude is a way of building slats on the bridge. And the more you build those slats on the bridge, the stronger it gets. So when you're carrying a heavy load of crap, and you need somebody's help, the bridge is already built. That's
right.
one of the things I just love about just putting love. And you're not doing it because you know I'm going to have to come back later. You're just doing it because I really want to build a relationship with this person. This person has value. They've either valued me or I see value in them. And hey, I want this to be a long-term thing because I think there's some win-win here, either currently or in the future. So I'm going to pause there. Sergeant Major is the CEO, founder, visionary of Veterans Growing America, this amazing concept of giving physical space to veterans, military members, military family members to sell their products and services. I'm talking about anything from talent shows to comedy shows to products to networking events. And he's just opened his second event venue. Two venues. Second. And let me just tell you, these are not shabby locations. I'm talking about he's across from the Apple store at one of them, and he's across next to Gucci or somebody else in the other one. I'm just saying, he is absolutely just a superstar. I was looking back at a picture. We met in 2022, and it was love at first sight. Love at first sight. First of all, a lot of people don't know, I was raised by a chief master sergeant. As a second lieutenant, I worked for a chief master sergeant. The chief master sergeant didn't work for me. I worked for him. He taught me everything about being technically competent, about leading people. And as a result, I personally have grown and mentored 12 chief master sergeants. So when you are a chief, you're a master chief, you are a sergeant major, you don't have a first name. Your first name is Sergeant Major, Chief. But this dude right here is doing more to give opportunities and vision to businesses like I've never seen. Because once they start in the physical store, then oftentimes it goes off into either government contracting or it goes off into, a online store. And I just want to say thank you. I'm appreciative of you. I'm thankful for you having me on your podcast, for always just affirming me. When I see you, it's kind of a love fest. We just kind of love on each other and appreciate all that each other's doing. And so I want to give you a chance to say thank you for what don't thank me, because that's not fair. We're going to cancel that. No thanking me. But anyway, but tell us what you're thankful for. You've got a lot to be thankful for. And I see we got a couple more people joining. This is going to be an awesome, absolutely awesome session.
There he is. We found him.
Yeah. Hey, Micah. Listen. Oh, wait. Before you go, Sergeant Major, we got to do a business intro right here. This is Anthony, I call him AP, Peters, Air Force veteran, in charge of this amazing, fast-growing security robotics company. He's got that little aviation swagger. We won't hold that against him, Micah, as support weenies. But he's got a great mind. You talk about somebody who can sell, who can teach selling. This dude right here is a master at that. Has an amazing crew, amazing team, and has a mentoring program that makes everybody feel like they're family and team. And welcome, Anthony. Thanks for coming. Micah was telling me about his electrical company, fast growing. They're already in the 7, 8 digits. And I told him, hey, if we got he got electrical, you got some security needs. Let me tell you I know a dude. I know a guy, and that was you. And so that's why I was like, get on this call right now. We need to do this virtual, introduction. So Micah worked for me when I worked with me when I was a squadron commander, pregnant with 400 people working for me. So he's seen me do some things I probably shouldn't have done. And I just wanted to make sure that you guys met each other because he's an amazing young man. I can call him a young man because he's quite younger. But I hope you guys will connect and, put your information in the chat. And we're going to ask you to tell what you're grateful for. But first, we're going to Sergeant Major. And then I was going to go to Micah, and we'll come back, Micah. Hey, Sergeant Major, tell us what you're thankful for. Big wins, little wins, all of that.
First of all, I know you said that we can't say we're thankful for you. And so I won't say that, but what I will say is it's a blessing to have a relationship with such an amazing person. You are the heartbeat of the veteran community. Continue to lift us up. Business is like a heartbeat. And, when you're down, it feels like you already know. You'd be like, hey, Sergeant Major, keep kicking it in. You always know where we are, and to lift us up at the right time. So I'm definitely thankful for you.
Wow.
When I first stepped out in business and I stepped out in this military community, there was this coach. His name was Marvin Powell. And
really,
I'm thankful for this brother right here, because when I first came out of the military, I used to go to all of his coaching programs, and wherever he was set up, I was there. I said, this guy right here, he has it. And he always had a giving spirit and always wanted to open the doors and support and help everybody out there. So I want to give you your flowers, Marvin, in public, to everyone. And it was also cool to find out that he was a veteran, served in the United States Army, and, cared about people and leadership so much. So I'm definitely grateful for Marvin. And then he reached out to me about a couple of weeks ago and was like, hey, how can I support your mission? How can I support in what you're doing? And threw some information in my chat. I owe you a conversation back. We are definitely going to collaborate, Marvin, and do some things. I'm also, grateful for my family. Without my family, I wouldn't be able to be where we are when it comes to business. For those of you that don't know, my family is a part of everything that I do. My wife is a part of our business. My son is a part of our business. And we want to make sure that we show America that, in order for your business to be successful, your family is going to be involved in it, whether they want to or not, And my family jumped right in and is supporting, their business as well as the business of Veterans Growing America. And we always say that the entire family serves. And so why not have the family a part of our business? I also want to, thank everybody that has been on this journey with us. This has been, we have transformed and pivoted so many different times throughout the pandemic. We were on military bases doing veteran business expos all throughout the United States. And then we had this awesome opportunity to have a physical space where we do all of the things, like you said, GI, where we're supporting businesses on all levels, to include education, providing a space, place, and opportunity for them to showcase and grow their business, and a safe place for people to ask questions and figure it out, and we know, as entrepreneurs, this is one of the hardest things that you can do. Sometimes it'll bring you to tears and laugh at the same time. But when you have a community of people that are there to support you and have your back, we say in Veterans Growing America, you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself.
Love that.
And you need that community. You need those people around you to lift you up. And they have to be like-minded, because there's going to be some people that will tell you to quit. They'll be like, hey, come on back here with us. Quit. Yeah, that wasn't for you anyway. And you don't want to surround yourself with that. You want to surround yourself with people that will lift you up and tell you that instead of it's impossible, that I'm possible. So those are the things that I'm grateful for. And I'm grateful for this platform and the things that you do on a weekly basis. Sometimes I can't jump on, but when I can, I'm like, I want to be a part of it and share the stuff that you do. Every time I see an opportunity, if I can't make it on, I'm still liking and sharing. And that doesn't cost anything. And I wish more people did that. I wish more people just, hey, If you can't make it out to our location, that's okay. Like, share, and comment. I don't even care what you comment. It could be fake letters all throughout the bottom, but it will increase our reach. You know what I mean? And so, and I also, thankful for our platform to be able to tell positive veteran stories. Instead of the PTSD, suicide, and homelessness, I want to tell the story of leadership. I want to tell the story of heroes. I want to tell the story of entrepreneurs, and most importantly, I know we seem like superheroes all the time, but we're human beings as well, and America needs to see that and to see all of the amazing things that we do as a community. So those are the things that I'm thankful for, and I'm also thankful for the food that we're about to receive on Thursday. I'm gonna get busy, and then I'm gonna bring sexy back after that.
I love it. I love it. Thank you, Sergeant Major. Man.
Michelle, can I jump in for a second? I just gotta put some love on my brother Donnell.
Sure.
Donnell is not just a person who empowers veterans while they're after active duty, but while they're on active duty. You want to go see Donnell. If you're thinking about being in business, if you're thinking about, you want to go call Donnell like right now. He just dropped some tips on me, some things that, had I known when I was on active duty, I'd been like, wait a minute, you can do what? And start a business now, not wait until after it's over and done. And so definitely, if you guys are veterans out there, if you got families, by the way, they serve not just the veterans, but the families of the veterans, right? Even if your parent is a retired veteran, you still can get on board with Veterans Building America. So definitely get on board with Veterans Growing America. I'm sorry, Donnell. Make sure you
get that
reach
URL
out
too, so people, when they Google that, they'll find us.
Perfect.
You can tell he's sharp. He ain't let that one pass by. He said, "I'm getting that one too." I love
That's
it.
right.
We did as we speak.
Absolutely love it. Yeah. Hey, Michael, you ready, buddy? Can I hear? I can't hear you.
Oh, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Yeah, you got a lot to be thankful for. Come on, brother. Tell us what you're thankful for. I'm going to ask the audience to tell what they're thankful for in their business, in their personal life. And, if you want to come to the stage, and I'm connected to you, no surprises, please. Because, I'll be thankful and kick you out, too. So, come only with love, please. I want to ask you to come and share, what you're thankful for. And then, because you got a lot, I'm not even gonna get in that, because I'm gonna just let you overflow and overflow and overflow.
Well, first of all, I'm probably lucky that my mic stopped working, so I didn't have to go after Coach Powell.
Yep, I feel you.
That was an amazing, as I say in the church, testimony. But also, as all veterans, we always share, sometimes, like they said, the bad things that happen, but we need to be more comfortable sharing the good things and showing the population the good things that are going on with the veterans. But to get to what I'm thankful for, I am very thankful that God blessed me with a child over the last, 3.5 months ago. It has been an amazing journey that I just cannot. It's a journey. I don't even know what to say sometimes. When I see her, she look at me. So recently, a few days ago, she looked at me, and I looked at her, and then she looked at her milk bottle, and she looked at me again, and she kind of squinted her eyes. I'm like, oh, she's telling me to go back to work. She's telling me that I need to go back to work and earn some money. So I'm back, as they would say, I'm back out in these business streets. So I am grateful to have a community that you guys facilitate, that we facilitate together. Because like they said before, the journey as an entrepreneur is very, very long. It's easy to find somebody that wants you to rejoin the working crew. It's a lot harder to find someone that's going to take some of the lessons and listen, give you an ear, and then come back with positive feedback. Even better so, come back with maybe some negative feedback and tell you where you need to improve. Maybe they've been through that part of the journey before. So what I'm grateful for in the business is that there's no way I'm giving up. It's been almost 5 years now since I started my business. And I like to always say we've never been in the red. So I'm thanking for those blessings. And also I thank AP for a lesson, something he said to me like in July, start tracking those numbers. Even though you've never been in black, now it's time for growth. So I'm going to claim that in 2025, I'm thankful for the growth that my business is going to experience. And also for the growth that other businesses will experience, because I'm going to take the lessons and the gifts and blessings that I have and continue to share them on these forums, with GI. I'll be back with Coach Powell soon when he accepts me on Fridays, cut off those times, but just giving away the gift, because it's a lot of things out there that they need from us as veterans. We are the foundation. Small businesses and veterans, we're the foundation of our nation, and we just need to keep pushing. So those are all the things I'm grateful for. And of course, I'm grateful for you. And I still have that recording. I'm going to chop it up and maybe sell it in the future for $9.99.
Yeah, you are too much. You are too much. Hey, if you do, just give me a dime, okay? Just give me a dime. You can keep the rest. Just give me a dime. That's all I ask, man.
Well, this
But thank
business
you
now,
so
I got to
much.
get you to sign over, sign it over to me. So I got to give you something.
Awesome. Well, AP, you got to hear girl dad talk about how grateful he are. He didn't tell you that he's a winter dad. That's what I call it. When you get married late or have a kid, like I call winter love is a late marriage, and a winter dad is when your child gonna be so smart because the sperm is that old.
It's wise, very wise.
Oh Lord Jesus! But anyway, y'all got me acting up in here. But I'm super happy for he and his wife. Just an absolute poster child, commercial, gorgeous little girl, and man, that child's gonna be so doggone smart because Michael's smart. But then I got a chance to meet his first lady. I'm just saying, they say marry up. And that's exactly what he did. So,
Actually, a lot.
so that little girl gonna run some stuff. So I love it. Thanks again. AP, come on, buddy.
Hey.
Hey, can you come a little closer? We can't see you, buddy. We can't see your face. We need you to lean up. How you doing?
No, I ran in here because I got this text as I'm driving home. You need to get on. So I did. So I'm still even mobile. I haven't even walked into my house fully. So I just walked straight into my office and did as you said. So you're the ranking officer in here. So hey, you just do what you do, right? So
oh Lord, Michael, you see what a hard time they give me, man. They give me a hard time, man.
The Colonel says jump and we say how high.
100%. So definitely thank you for having me on. Much like everyone else has said, we're always giving you your flowers because you deserve them, right? So the same way that you just called me into this meeting, which I was literally just going to go home and go grub. I thank you for doing that because it's always great to have folks pour into you and you be able to do the same. But your question about what is it that we're thankful for, and it's quite simple. It's God, my family, this community that we have of both veterans and some of the folks that are around us that have been supporting us and our staff. So So for me, there's not a morning that I don't get up and thank God for giving me the ability to do what we do and impact the lives that we have. So I've done a lot of work now with Coach Powell and GI and thank you for what you said about now looking at your numbers, because I need you to look at your numbers because you got to grow, brother. But at the end of the day, I'm definitely working backwards. So excited and so thankful and appreciative of my staff. We have more than doubled every year that we've been in business, and to be quite honest, I was looking at chasing a specific number, and they said that wasn't enough. So they called me out on the carpet. So absolutely love it. Um, Much like others have said, my kids are interested in this business. I mean, there's so often that we have children that they want to go off and trudge their own paths, right? I have two kids that are in college, one that's about to start college, and all of them want to be a part of it, and which is just amazing to me. So before long, they'll probably be grouping up and telling me that I'm kicked out of the business because now they have part of it. But until that happens, I'm just blessed to have them there with me. But outside of that, I mean, I'm thankful for all of you in the community and how you've supported me over these last couple of years. And I'll turn it back to you. Thank you.
No, thank you. Hey, Micah, thanks for joining us. I know you got to run. I called you in real quick. Can you and Mike put your information in the private chat so that y'all can connect? And before you jump off, that'll be awesome. And we got another superstar. What's up, Dondre? How are you, buddy? You want to talk about, a guy who's a sergeant major? Do you know Dondre? This guy is in the Army Reserve. Are you a E7 or E8?
I'm a 7.
He's an E7. He's running his own IT company. You're talking about like the poster child, and in the millions, okay? And got a young family. He's brilliant, great energy, and just an inspiration, bringing young folks into the IT and cyberspace through mentoring and working in his company. Would be a great speaker. Hint, hint. I'm just trying to make some connections here since y'all are here. And Dondre always, I don't know why, he just kind of took to me and kind of told me I was going to be his big sister mom. And I said, hey, I'm like Dion, I when somebody from the portal want to come to my team and they're a superstar, I'm going to say yes. So, Dondre, thank you for joining. Tell us what you're thankful for. I know, it's a difficult time for you because of some family things, but tell us what you're thankful for. Big wins, little wins. Love to hear.
I'm thankful for the opportunities that have presented themselves to me. As some of you might know, government contracting is a very large and broad space. You can get lost in it. I came into this space, not at a SES level, not at a GS-15 level, not at a sergeant major or brigadier general level. I just was a good IT person, very, very solid IT, would say IT cowboy at the time. And, things have just been going well. We just recently got our ISO 27001 certification. So we have that. We have our 9001 certification. Our 8A is pending. We have a top secret facility clearance, doing a lot of stuff for the Army. It's weird because we do stuff for the Army and then I go and put the uniform on and do Army stuff. So it's a very cool dynamic. And then having people around like GI is really inspirational. Not only as, a military person, just to see other people that are like, hey, I've done it. You know, when we go to these conferences, we go out to Veteran Edge, you go to Vets 24, and I was just at VIP. Gee, I know you couldn't go because you were sick, but you're talking to people that have made $1 million+ dollars, right? You're talking to people that are on the Inc. 5000, people that have done it, you know, that know that have the secret sauce or have the sauce for themselves. But, you know, it's really enlightening to be in this space and then be able to give some instruction to younger adults, similar to like having a junior soldier show up at your unit, right? I can teach IT to anybody, but the younger people are the people that actually sponge it and then take it and then go from there. And that's what's so important to really pay attention to is the youth. And in the state of Maryland, if you've been paying attention, at least, you know, Governor Moore is for veterans and also for youth and cybersecurity. I mean, they're giving out money. They're just giving it out and trying to build these initiatives and make sure people understand the vision, right? The vision for the state of Maryland. That's all I got. Thank you.
Man, you mighty humble, but you got a lot to be thankful for. And I just want to say we're thankful for you showing us the way, showing how, you know, one of the things I always tell people is, you know, it's never too early to start thinking about a business. And you're proving that it can be done, right? That you don't just have to be, oh, I'm over here. And because I work for the government, you know, I can't do anything else. I love the fact that you're showing that it can be done and it can be done well. Let me just say that it's being done well. So anyway, you know, appreciate you, just inspired, really. You know, a lot of people don't know, but it's hard to get to $1 million. I don't know the overall stats. I really just track female stats. And only 4% of women-owned businesses will ever generate $1 million in the lifetime of their business. That's how tough it is. So I don't, you know, I don't know what the stats are, but I know if it were easy, everybody would do it.
Yeah,
Love it.
We made our first $1 million. I wasn't happy, right? And
what?
And
why?
I mean, it was good, right? Like the top line number says $1 million and some change, but after you pay everybody out and you go through all the stuff, and it's still cool to take a look at it, right? It's like, all right, well, you know, I had to pay $600,000 out in salaries because we only hire senior TSSCI level people, right?
Wow.
But when you take a look at it, right, I had made how old am I? I'm 33, so I made my first $1 million at 31. Right. And it was a hard $1 million. It wasn't a social media $1 million. It was we're government contractor $1 million. And that was rough. You know, a part of me is like, hey, I can sell a business and go start a food truck because I can cook too. Right? We're just going to cook chicken and cook, you know, and do some barbecue because this government contract and stuff can get out of hand really fast. It's a lot. It's just a lot of, if I was on a podcast earlier today with Romeo Fornelos, and he's like, what's the hardest part of this? I was like, knowing where to find information. And like, yes. Once you have the information, don't be a gatekeeper, like give it out. Like it's okay. There was $60 billion of money spent last year on 8A programs. There was another $16 billion of money spent on SDVOSB programs. It's going to be okay if you tell one person how you got to where you are. You're going to be fine, right?
Yeah. I love that. It just showed that not having that lack mentality, right? And I think that's part of gratitude. I think that's part when you want to hold it to yourself and you're afraid that if I share it with somebody else, they're going to get it and I'm not, shows a lack of love for yourself, in my opinion, right? It's a lack of love of that. I know what's for me is for me. I tell people there's 2 million women veterans in this country. I am not big-headed enough to think that I am the only one that can serve them. So, hey, I want everybody to win. I think winning looks different for different people, right? What I'm looking for is not what somebody else is looking for. So, congrats to you. What great wisdom. 33, y'all. Can I say 3-3?
That's amazing.
Can I say 3-3, y'all? Is that not, that's something, ain't it?
That is
Congratulations.
amazing.
33
Yeah.
going on 50. I feel like I'm 55 right now. So no.
This young brother just described the difference between an abundance versus a scarcity mentality. Right?
Yes. Yes.
You can't
Yes.
be grateful and have a scarcity mentality at the same time. These two
Yes.
do not occupy the same space. You can't have
They
it.
don't.
So you have to have an abundance mentality in order to truly be grateful.
Yes. I mean, I'm just loving. I'm loving this. Y'all don't know what a good time. I'm just over here having such a great time. Coach, are you able to talk? I see you. You got your camera off. Are you joining us or what? What's up, Coach Sean? Are you doing audio only?
Oh
He
yeah,
got his
yeah, I can
camera off
talk.
because
We
he
got
counting his
family
money.
over, and yeah, no, I can talk. Can you hear me?
All right, you gotta go to the backyard.
Y'all can't hear
Brothers
me?
getting kicked out the house.
Yeah. Hey, come on, Coach. Tell us what you're thankful for. He got a lot to be thankful for too. All right, we may have to come back to Coach. So, when you think about, Dondre sparked something that sometimes it's tough to be thankful. It's tough in them low times. It's tough to be thankful. And I want to ask each and every one of you in that tough time, as an entrepreneur, what's your regimen? What's your habit that helps you pull up? Michael, I'm gonna start with you. Can't hear you, Coach. Michael, go ahead.
All right, can you hear me?
Hear you perfect.
Okay. So when I'm going through the low times, usually, I just reach back and kind of pull some strength from family, whether it be my immediate family or my parents or my brothers and sisters. There's always a conversation to be had where something similar has happened to them. I'm fortunate. My dad, after he retired, he started a company, that he'd been working on for 18 years. Currently, my brother, he's always been an entrepreneurial spirit. So, just talking to him and talking about longevity and, what I can do to kind of, fix the errors that may have got me there, or just things that I haven't encountered before that they may have encountered. So it's good to have a battery or, a bunch of people who have gone through what you're going through. So I think that that's one of the best things about this community or this ecosystem that we have. There's always someone that I can call and just say hi and say, look, hey, how you doing? How your day go? And usually after I start talking to them for a few minutes, unless it's something that's very business specific that I need a lesson on or something else, we'll kind of dig through and I'll be able to, kind of pull out of the rut, because you get tired at times and sometimes you just need a boost. So being in an ecosystem, gives you a lot of batteries to hook your booster cables up to. So I'm just thankful for that. And that's some of the things that I do. And read. Continue to read. Don't be afraid to read and search and look for new information. See how people applied knowledge. Take the information that you read. Now you have a theory. So go to a podcast. Somebody that's successful, right? You want to make sure that you're getting information from people that have applied that theoretical knowledge in a business or in some type of environment. And don't be afraid to ask them about it. Don't be afraid to DM on the side. What's the worst thing going to happen? They're going to say, they're not going to answer, or they're going to say, leave me alone. So you just go to the next person, right?
Yes.
So just,
Yes.
being able to take theory and go into application. And this year, 2025, is going to be a lot of application for EC technology. So we are happy, happy, happy. Thank you, Jesus.
Awesome. And
We are
oh, by
grateful.
the way, you got a great why. There's nothing like a great why, a WHY, to make you dig in, brother. So now he got the Christmas tree up. Oh Lord, he putting the oh Jesus. It ain't even Thanksgiving. I'm trying to get dinner ready, and this brother got Christmas up. You got a lot to be thankful for, brother. You got a great wife. You're putting pressure on the sister over here. Thank you. Putting pressure on the sister. Since I'm messing with you, Coach Sean, tell me what you're thankful for. You got a lot, man, to be thankful for.
Can y'all hear me okay?
Yep, big wins, little wins, small wins, all things.
First, thankful just to be alive, period, to be honest. Y'all know my battle we just went through. So definitely thankful for that, for sure. For health, for just being alive, because what we just went through, apparently not many people make it through that alive.
Thank you.
Shout out to that, and God having a plan for us. Obviously thankful for my wife, the girls. She's so funny. She's cooking now, as a matter of fact. So they putting up lights. She's a big festive person, so I'm thankful for her to just do what she does and help me do what I do. So it's just grateful just to be there. Thankful for you guys as well. Mike calls me. I missed him the other day. I was busy. Just thankful for the camaraderie. The comments. Those are always great. Thankful for this may sound weird, but thankful for systems. Because as I was going through this cancer bout, and my team, Kendra and all them, the systems we had in this business helped us to actually scale, even with me not physically being there every day. We inked up a partnership with JP Morgan, which isn't any lightweight. I mean, I'm happy with that. I screenshotted the Zoom message they sent us where it's had my company name, partnership conversation, and JP's name. And you had all the regional folks on, and they're like, can you help us do this? And just sitting there just was humbling because, again, I can talk now. I mean, a month ago, I couldn't really talk. Michelle and I were on the phone, and I couldn't talk long because my mouth was just really jacked up. So just the ability to do what God has put in front of us. So my why is, if I'm still talking and breathing and I can talk and use this voice and the talents that I have, the millions, that's just a byproduct of assisting and helping and infecting people with what we do. So the success is how we get this done. And if it's not A-rated, if it's not above board, then it's not right. Get back in the drawing board and make it happen. Because if you're alive, and I was healthy as I don't know what before this cancer thing happened, but now it's like the vision is sharper and the excuse level is gone. You think I was bad before. There is no excuse for not putting out a very pristine product, especially for our veterans, especially for our women, especially for our minority businesses. There's no excuse for not being there. So I'm thankful for this ability to conjure those thoughts and be pour into each other and help each other out as a family, as Michelle's helped to create over these last 3 years plus. So that's what I'm thankful for. There's more wins than that. We're onboarding a construction company with this AI tool we have. So there's a lot that we're able to do in the midst of all of this Christmassy Thanksgiving holiday. So thanks for the opportunity, Michelle, to even speak on it. So
No. And Coach, I call he the best dancer on the stage. I haven't. I'm gonna let y'all know. I don't know what kind of moves y'all can make, but Coach is the best dancer on the stage. This brother can work a client like nobody's business. I got a chance to watch him not pitch, but have conversation to understand what kind of solution he could give to Amazon in real time. I did the intro and I had to step back. I'm like, this brother can dance. And they She was going this way, he was going that way, and he was just flowing. He wasn't intimidated. He knew his craft, he knew his services, and got her attention. And I got much respect. He's a master of something that I love to do, and that is build relationships and engage clients. He ain't scared. That's why I said, you'd be surprised how many people in business and scared. I'm like, really? You do know you do know you need people, right, to do this thing. You need their money, so you can't be scared. You do know that, right? But anyway, I have much admiration in addition to all his other systems. He's building bridges for business success and making them, bank ready, which is a, patent trademarked concept and name. So proud of you, brother. And, couldn't imagine being on the journey without you. Daniel, are you coming back? Oh, I see you. I see you're back. Hold on a minute. Add you back here. Daniel.
Hello.
Money man. What's up? Operating in the black. Operating in the black. What's going on?
Doing great. Doing great. How is everyone doing? Man, you guys are always so amazing. I mean, I just tell you that straight off the top. Other than Coach Powell, who beat me in pool. I mean, I'm not holding anything against him for that. But no, this is great. Love being here. Love being here.
Well, Daniel, there's a lot of people that are thankful for you this year. I've watched you help some people who didn't think that they could get help, financially, whether it's supporting their government contracting, efforts or just growing and building their business. The integrity with which you do that makes me so proud to be associated with you. Your heart to serve is just absolutely amazing. I've met some pretty cocky money dudes. I'm just letting you know, because they got the money and you don't. And I just want to say you bring a whole nother spirit of service to that arena that is honorable, just honorable. And I want to thank you and don't stop because it's just getting started, buddy. And tell us what you're thankful for.
Well, I'm thankful just for the opportunity to be in front of you guys. One of the things that you're always experiencing as a minority business owner, you feel like you're in the silo. So when you see these guys out here swinging for the fences, you all set a tremendous example for everyone, and it just makes you tighten down and say, okay, I'm gonna get this done. I'm gonna raise to the level of excellence that I see before me because I know it's possible because I see others doing it. You talk about being thankful and calling me the money man. We were hit by 2 hurricanes here in Tampa. The first hurricane took out, we sold our house, moving into another place on the river, got taken out. The second place, we just moved, we turned it around, got into an apartment, that got taken out. Then I'm sitting here saying, I've got all this money and I got no place to live. So, talking about conundrum is that you have the ability, but there's no place to go. And then you think about, Staff Sergeant Mullins and Tech Sergeant Fryer that you met in basic training, and what some of the tools that they gave you. And then you think about some of the NCOICs that you dealt with and the colonels and the people that said, okay, the mission's got to happen. You got to get it done. It doesn't matter. The people still need the loans, Daniel. They're still counting on you to find that funding. So right now, even right now at the resort that I'm in, the internet went out. So I'm working off a cell phone, trying to make sure that I have the opportunity to present today. But guess what? There are so many people that are hurting that you see them on the side of the road. And what do I have to complain about? What do I really have to complain about? So I'm just very, very thankful for the opportunity that is set before me. And again, just thanking you so much for who you are and the people that I get to just sit here and just look at. That's one of the things that just really getting the opportunity to say, hey, look at that guy, Anthony, right there. Look at what he's doing, or look at Donnell or some of the other guys and see what they're doing and know that I have to in some way say, I'm going to get some funding that's so big, that's so outrageous that I'm going to be able to present to them that it's going to be amazing for their organization. As a matter of fact, we just got a contract with $1 billion organization to provide funding for all government contracts. So we can fund government contracts. The contract is the leverage. So if it doesn't matter what your credit score is, doesn't matter if you've been a day in business, doesn't matter if you need funding for mobilization. If you don't have any money, we'll get you the money to buy your stuff to get it done. So and it took us 5 years to find that provider. And
Wow.
why I haven't even presented it to you earlier is that I actually had to put some people through it to make sure that it was everything that they said that it was, because I knew that you all would expect that. So
Yeah.
very, very, very excited about being able to bring that to the group and present. So that's all the time that I want to take with you all today, but just saying thank you for the reception that you always give. It's never a fear to come up here. And, I know I'm in the presence of some really, really strong people. And I know one day that Operating in the Black is going to be a household name, and we're going to be able to provide the services that we're looking to do for you all.
Love it. My God, what a testimony. What a testimony. I didn't even know that, Daniel. Wow. I mean, two homes.
Two homes have money. And then FEMA said, okay, well, Mr. Wynn, we're going to give you a place to stay. And they give you all these lists and you're calling and still nothing is available, no room. So
no room at the inn.
No room in the inn, so
Wow.
you're thinking, well, goodness gracious, what are this homeless techniques I'm going to have to learn, going to the VA to use their internet, what else you guys got for me over here? But, it's like, going through war taught you so much about managing your emotions, and, you just can't cry. You just got to get it done, because nobody wants to hear that story. Everybody wants to hear the story, but everybody knows, and I can guarantee you, you talk about lonely, and everybody talks about it here. They talk about being lonely, the struggle. Nobody knows, and everybody here is just saying, "Keep going." I know exactly how you feel, Daniel. Been there some point in time. Something didn't work out. Somebody promised you something that didn't happen. Car didn't work. You needed to be at a meeting. It was always something. So the bottom line is just put one foot in front of the other. Keep pushing. Keep pulling. Keep fighting, because somebody is depending on you. Somebody out there is depending on you.
That's so good. I don't know how y'all gonna follow that, but I need each one of you to tell me what what do you do when it gets tough? If you got, I'm anybody want to add anything? Because go ahead, AP, and then I think Coach and I don't know, Sergeant Major and Dondre want to jump in. Go ahead.
Yeah, so for me, this is quite easy, because it's, as an entrepreneur, you're always having these ups and downs, these ebbs and flows. Some days it feels like you're getting smacked in the face. The other days it feels like you're walking on water. But there's a couple things that I've instituted in my life that I got inspiration from. Is our forefathers had to fight to read.
Wow.
You just stop there. Like at the end of the day, if I have breath and I can go to work, and maybe I don't win that $1 million contract, it's only a $20,000 contract that I win. And then the next day I win a $50,000 contract. At the end of the day, how selfish am I to sit back and be able to be my own boss when someone had to call somebody boss?
You better. Why are you preaching up in here? Woo! Fire!
Wow.
It makes it easy for me. So Michael talked a lot about reading. I would tell you, for the group, if you haven't, read Think and Grow Rich: The Black Choice. the 5 a.m. club, read Burn the Boats, read all of these things that are going to teach you to step forward in your truth and don't look back. That's all I got. Told you it was simple.
Man, simple, but you dropped some bricks there, gold bricks, and then dropped the mic. Thank you. Coach.
Man, I tell you, thank you very much for asking this question. That is like the literally golden question. What do you do when what hits the fan? Because that happens all the time for entrepreneurs all over the world, especially entrepreneurs that look like us, right? There's always something that we didn't see coming flanking us from this direction or that direction. But here's what I do, and it's a discipline I started way back in college. I have a picture of my grandfather on my desk right now.
Yep.
Handsome man, looked a lot like me. And what I love about my grandfather is his father was one of the first school teachers in Greensville County, Virginia. Now, he was a school teacher for the Black students. He was also a farmer himself. He was also the only person in the county who could read. And he would take the time to go to the general store once a week and read to the other farmers the farmer's almanac and help them run their businesses and learn how to order the feed for the cattle and make sure that all of the seed got planted correctly. And every time, whatever the seasons were, he was instructive to every entrepreneur in his area. Not only that, he taught all the kids at school as well. And they have a school built in his name, the Powell School, and the first school for Black kids in Greensville County, Virginia. So I think about that when I get a little down and I ask myself, I look at my hands, these little soft baby girl hands I have, right? And I realize that I don't know hard work, right? I realize I don't know suffering and I don't know the level of service and sacrifice that is required often. That's thing one. The second thing that I lean on all the time is the discipline I learned as a result of being in the military, right? Because I understand, people don't understand this. The creativity and innovation really happens because discipline happened first. Once you start to develop that wisdom and that discipline that comes, now you can innovate. Now you can create whatever it is your God-given talent and gifts are. Once you get a discipline and a rhythm and a pace to that thing, man, and then it doesn't matter what's happening around you because you're in such a disciplined habit of focusing and doubling down and doing the thing that you do, you can't not do it. If I had a 9 to 5 right now, it just wouldn't work because I'm too busy solving problems. I'm too busy identifying issues and solving problems. People don't want to hear. If I was at the job, they'd be like, "Will you shut up?" Because we don't. That's not even a problem we want to. But it's a problem. Let's solve it. Why are you going to keep problems out there that don't need to be solved? I got a bad habit, right? My habit is my discipline is to find problems to solve, and then I solve the problems. That's how I do what I do. So it's super, super important that you find your rhythm, your pace, that nothing can distract you from, no matter what happens. Daniel is on point, right? Because he's got a mission. He knows what he's trying to do, right? And so, yeah, blow the house down. So what? Keep it pushing. There's no greater testimonial to that. So it's the discipline, and then
I don't want him to push many more houses down, Coach. I'm two houses in 2 weeks. That's enough. I'm
Wow.
done.
We got your back, brother. Don't worry about it.
That was almost as embarrassing as losing that pool game to you. So I'll go ahead and let you get it going.
So
wow.
when it all boils down is remember who you are and whose you are, right? Find your roots and make sure you understand what that's all about. And then second, keep your discipline. Maintain discipline. All right. Donnell knows a little something about that military discipline, right? You got to maintain that discipline. and
A-
all of a sudden, it'll all work out. This
Absolutely.
too shall pass.
I can follow up behind him. I think, especially being an entrepreneur, everyone is trained to roll with the punches, right?
Mm.
And for me personally, I pull from the mistakes that I've made, and I have to really do a compare contrast to myself and say, last year we weren't here. Look at where we are now. I thought 2024 was going to be an okay year. This is a great year, right? I mean, other than we had some ups and downs, right? Some wins and losses, but everyone is going to have wins and losses. Billionaires have losses in a year, and they still made $1 billion, right? To them, they could have made 2 or 3 billion, and they might have made some mistakes that along the way that could be apprehending them from making that money. A lot of people in the space, especially that aren't veterans, don't understand what it's like to deploy, to be in an austere environment, deal with all these different things. And that really trains your mind for entrepreneurship. It's just, do you have the information to execute the entrepreneurship correctly, right? And again, the success and losses look different for everybody. We could be in the same exact space doing the same exact thing, and I could lose differently than you lost, right? 2 years ago, I signed a teaming agreement with a company, not to say the company's name because I don't want to get sued for defamation, but they were very tricky with how they put the wording in the TA. And I signed it based off of the senses of another third party that wanted us to be in a partnership with them, right, on a system for a contractor that I built when I left, right? That's why I didn't drop that large proms name that I used to work for earlier. And it was an $89 million IDIQ single award direct or contract with the Department of the Army on a system that I built. And I signed the wrong document and did not get involved, or what wasn't really involved in the bidding process, right? People were like, how can you just say you lost an $89 million contract and be nonchalant about it? It is what it is, right? And it's a mistake. It's a lesson that I've learned from. And sure, you would have seen me on Inc. 5000. We would have been out here in crazy suits. It would have been great. Me and G.I. would have been posted up taking pictures at Veterans Edge, but it's all good because we're still here. We're still going to keep pushing. And the military, old military, just teach you to just say, drive on, soldier, keep going. And that's changed a little bit now. You can't say that anymore. They reworded it. But that's just what everyone is. Everyone really has that trait. Like, those are traits you can't take away from people when you start talking about how many punches can you take directly to the face and not be able to back before you break or before you don't break, and you keep going. It happens. We go to conferences, GI, and people be like, oh, I want to work with you. I see you guys all over the place. And then when you start talking to them, it's a waste of time. It doesn't do anything. Those people really aren't for you, right? If you really wanted to work with me, you would have came to us with an opportunity that you knew you were trying to reach. And you knew that we were people that had those socioeconomic set-asides, where we had that past performance, where we had that customer intimacy, that relationship where you knew you could leverage us, and you just wanted to be nosy, right? It's not wasting
I was going to say that. Try to be nosy. True that. You're speaking truth, brother. That is so true. And we have to realize that no matter the amount of money, God is saving us when we're not involved, invited into things, right? And we don't know the other side, all the mess and legal issues that could be on the other side of that 89 million, however much it is. And God said, I'm gonna save you. You don't need that. It may seem like a loss, but I assure you it's a win, because I'm saving you for what I really have for you. I truly, I just live by that. So yeah, it's something. This government, you'll hear the prayer that I'm going to end the meeting with. This government contracting thing, it's an interesting space. Sergeant Major.
I mean, do you really want me to go behind all of these eloquent speakers?
Aren't they amazing? But so are you.
They're amazing. I mean, but the thing that I do, I got this phrase that I came up with is take this L. And that L depends on, what's going on in my life, because the L, stands for life. It could be love that day. It could be a lesson the next. It could be a leadership. It could be leveraging relationships that I have. It can be learning. It's all of those things that whatever you need at that time. And I know that, like Daniel said, wait a minute, something is going to change, whether, you're going to have to go to the next house or whatever the case may be. But if you wait a minute, it will change. And the one thing that I do is I just kind of give it a minute. I let it breathe. And then I look at my wife and my family and those that I do this for and my why. And my why is bigger than anything that I'm going through at the time. And as long as I got, breath in my lungs, I know that even if it's a no, it's a new opportunity for me. That no stands for a new opportunity that I can turn to, when times are tough. And then I have an extensive Rolodex where I can call people, during that period of time and say, hey, here's where I'm at. How can you help me through this? And then I shut up because obviously I don't have the answer. And if I'm calling a person for the answer, they can share a way or a path forward for me. And so I've learned to shut up a lot and just say, hey, here's where I'm at and here's where I'm trying to be. And they'll give me that direction. I know that there's many, many ways to get to that location, but the path that person may open for me may be the path that I need. And I just didn't see it, and I pray because I know I don't have the answer. And I've never been the smartest people in the room, but I just surround myself with smart people because I know that, those individuals, they know a lot more than me. They may be an expert. I may be an expert in something, but they may be an expert in something that I need. And that's why I keep, people around me, because I know that you can't do this alone. And if you try to, you'll fail alone and you'll be by yourself. And so, I'm blessed to have individuals like you guys on the call. When Daniel came on the call, I immediately thought about one of my members who needed some help. And so if y'all love Southern cooking, she has a restaurant here in Woodbridge that you can go to and eat, because I went through my Rolodex when that person was going through life. And I was like, hey, Daniel, she needs some funding to open up her store. And now that store is the best soul food that you'll have this side of Virginia. And, it was Daniel Winton. And this is my first time ever seeing what he looks like. I've never met him in person.
Wow.
But I had him in my Rolodex because he told me what he had to offer. And I was like, okay. And you could tell when I have this meter and I know BS when I hear it, and I know real people when I hear it. And I knew that he was a real person. And so, hey, Daniel, it's so good to finally see you. And hopefully I'll be able to play you in pool. You're probably going to beat me because I'm not that good, but I still play you.
Daniel's really good. He's just not excellent.
I shouldn't have lost that game. I should not have lost that game. I had to take that L, but I didn't want to. I really didn't.
Was that a loss and a lesson, Daniel?
Yeah, don't play coach. He's gonna beat you.
L stands for love, bro. It stands for love.
I love it. Coach, you bring up the rear. What do you do, when this entrepreneurial journey gets tough? What do you do to keep you on track or to, get you back focused?
Man, this may sound a little weird. I try to keep it tough, If and we have a kind of a mantra with the firm. Kendra stays on me, Dario stays on me. We kind of all stay on each other to make sure that we're not complacent. If we get complacent, we get like, oh, I'm good, I'm the best, I'm this, I'm that, and somebody's hungrier than us, then they're taking our market share. And I'll always have, I'm not a military person, but like I told you before, a ton of my family are. And my mom was like, no, I need you to go to college and learn this and bring it back to us so we can, whatnot. So I've always had that edge on, and my grandfather's on both sides. Always like, you never let yourself be so comfortable where you can sit back and cock your feet up. That's what vacations are for. If you're working, we working. If I was on the farm, we working. If I was on a construction site, we working. And it's never easy, but if you like what you do, okay, this is called work. I thought it was always work. Call it entrepreneurship. It's just work, right? And it's work with the passion, it's work with the vision. So for me, I like to keep the pressure on a little bit. And I know it helped me when I was going through chemotherapy, because I'm going through chemo. I got my laptop open because I knew I had enough energy to go through the chemo and then let my body go through what it had to go through later on, while I couldn't get on my laptop. And it's never really about me. It's about who I'm serving, working for, my clients. A lot of my clients just finding out now I had cancer. And they're like, you didn't tell us. You should have told us. Like, no, because if I would have told you, you'd have laid off, and then I wouldn't have had the chance to do what we did for you this year. We wouldn't have had the chance to scale the company like we did this year. So a lot of things got allowed to happen because we kept moving. And we had protocols in place to keep us moving. So I just like what I do. We love what we do. So I really don't want to take my foot off the gas a whole lot, because if we do get complacent and we get comfortable and not being comfortable in our comfortability, you can lose that edge. And in this market, how fast things are going, I'll say this to everybody here, everybody listening, don't take your foot off the gas and get comfortable, because you may not be able to catch up. That ground you lose because you want to be lackadaisical. Oh, it's hard. Well, choose your heart. Choose your difficulty. Choose what you want to be known for. Because one thing, and I'll leave it at this, and I live by this. I've seen people get over a lot. Daniel, what he went through. Mike, we all have been through something. But regret is something you can't get over. I regret it not doing. I regret it. You can't go back. So I don't regret much. I really don't. And I don't ever want to regret. I rather regret doing too much than not doing enough. And get to God. He's like, why didn't you? I gave you what you needed. You didn't take advantage of it because you were what, lazy, complacent, whatever other words you want to use. And then we got our girls watching us, clients are watching us, whomever else is watching. I never want them to say, Jean, our coach didn't do 100%, no matter what. And if I can live with that, that's how we get through it. We just get through it.
Wow. I'm just telling y'all, I'm full. First of all, I had Thanksgiving, and I'm keeping my figure, Sergeant Major. I had pre-Thanksgiving dinner. Y'all were amazing. A couple of things, right? First of all, I always tell people, I'll spare you the ugly details because the details are ugly. Some of my greatest battle has been post retirement, and I've been retired 15 years. But the thing that I'm grateful for, and the old people used to say it, I thank God for my right mind. You were like, what are they talking about? What are they talking about? What are your right mind? I understand that the mind is our most powerful weapon. It drives our vision. If you can see it, you can be it, right? The second thing it does is it determines our environment. Our mind tells, is it cold? Is it hot? Yeah, the body feels it, but your mind can decide that it's not cold, that it's not hot, that this is not difficult, right? That there is nothing wrong with me, right? And there's something wrong with the world, and that the period of time I'm going through, this environment is created for where I'm going. It's preparation, right? So many times for me, I look at my mind as if it's a room. If you shut off the ventilation in a room, the air becomes stale. That's why I watch very little news. I look on my phone, get the highlights, and boom, that's it. I don't watch certain kinds of movies because they're triggering. I can't stand to see people oppressed, right? People severely hurt and disadvantaged is triggering for me. So you must know yourself and know the things that drive you, that mind to become negative. And when I want to overcome, I insert air into the fresh room through learning, reading, through watching positive, I'm very visually oriented. So, videos. I may play videos all night sometimes, depending. The other thing that I do is I serve. I can't tell you, before this meeting, I wasn't feeling good, but I said, I'm pressing on. I am going to do this. And I don't feel sick anymore. So keeping the room fresh with fresh air going in and not letting it get stale, keeping the mind clear of negative. What does the Bible say? Think on these things that are good, pleasant, and true. Sometimes it's hard for me not to think that negative. I mean, I can do some stinking thinking, but really for me, it's just about serving others and also keeping the air and the environment fresh. That's why with all the election and people were telling me things, I said, no, my stand is nobody defines or confines me. That's for God and me. He has the power. Will we define the situation, or will we allow the situation to define us? I see the same things everybody else sees, but I decided this is my stance. It doesn't matter what happens. I have the ability to determine what does that mean for me and what will I do? Because here's what I know, regardless of administration, regardless of what happens, small business will continue. There will be money. There will be opportunity. In fact, depending on how you think, there's going to be more opportunity. Because whenever there's chaos, when there's chaos, when there's confusion,
right there.
When there's inefficiency, right? Hey, there's ineffectiveness. That's opportunity. That's all that means. So, I want to encourage everybody to be thankful. And when we're thankful and we're not in a fearful state, which can be debilitating, right? And crippling, and limit our creativity, limit our courage to execute and to move out, to just pause. We don't have to stop, but a pause is important, because what I believe is thinking is underrated. Pondering is underrated. It's like measure 5 times, cut once, right? So I oftentimes am thinking, and then I'm going to cut. But, the thing I'm thankful for is my family, my faith. There are some people who have inspired me to keep going. One is, my father, who just amazing, the lineage that God blessed. When he got ready to graduate from high school, he scored the highest score on the exam in the state of Georgia, like the college like entrance exam, kind of the final they take after your senior year. They
SAT?
made him repeat. No, it wasn't SAT back. This is back in the probably 50s. They made him repeat the grade and take the test because they said there was no way that little black boy could have gotten the highest score. And I will tell you, my father, I always wondered why he was humble. He never bragged about his accolades. And I said, what a traumatic experience. But he quietly proceeded to be successful, to be a colonel, to be one of the first Black Army Corps engineer officers, and to lay a foundation for this family that is unbelievable in standards, in excellence. You know, Donnell asked me on his podcast, is standards something you do and who you are? I'm like, in our family, we're a overachieving, I used to say overachiever. We're a high achieving family. My son said, Mom, it's really tough to be in this family. I look at Dad and you and Uncle, it's really tough. I'm like, yeah, but guess what? I had you at 37 and I got a 37-year head start. So you'll be okay. You'll be just fine. You got good genes, But my point is that, I look at my dad, who was the only Black officer on the post most of my formative years. I can remember him, coming home and crying, crossing the threshold, have held being ridiculed and just sabotaged all day and cross the threshold into the arms of my mother crying. But he always said, I will never use color as an excuse. And so that kind of background for me is what makes me go. What makes me say, if you doubt me, I will make you mad that you did. And when you think you buried me, I'm coming back up because I'm a doggone good seed and I'm going to be an entire forest. So I live off of adversity, off of just wanting to be better, right? And that failure is not an option. Now, oftentimes when I push through, it may not be at the level I would have wanted, but when I consider the adversity, it still is success. So I want to say I'm so thankful. There's another lady, I have her name, her program on my let's see if I can get it, on my desk, LaTanya Barton. Kingdom Ware, a Black woman, took the Department of VA to the Supreme Court. 7 years of her life, she fought so that veteran-owned businesses could have a rule of two and get billions of dollars. And she never got a contract after that. Nobody turned around and said, hey, you did this for us. Let me give you some subcontracting work. And then one day, after dropping her kids off at school, she walks across the living room and dies 2 years ago. And so, I went and found her, right? I said, this lady has to be part of my Vet Biz Lady group, the very first one I did in 2019. I said, what she's done for us, she has to be part. And I will tell you, being in her presence, seeing her resolve to just say, I am going to learn the law. Even her lawyer said she was a better lawyer than him because she was consumed with this. 2 lawyers died during the journey, the 7-year journey, that were older lawyers. But the sacrifice for the greater good for small business, she inspires me to keep going, to keep serving, because even if you don't remember her death, you will never forget Kingdom Ware. It's history. And so with that, I want to thank each and every one of you, those who were here, those that are still here, those that were here, came and left. what a great, I don't know about y'all, but I'm fired up just out of the gratefulness and hearing the stories. And y'all are just some inspiring men, honored, to know you, thankful that I know you, thankful that you are leading your families and business with such distinction and honor, and that you're taking entire communities with you. What an example, what a model. And, you already know if I can do anything, I would love to be honored to be part of whatever it is you're doing. Because guess what? I know it's going to be good. That's guaranteed. That ain't an if. That is a definite. So with that, let me close out with prayer. We got together today to be thankful for big and small. I think we did that. We talked about, how we overcome when things aren't, it's hard to say thank you. And each of us have a system for doing that. And for those of you who may not have a system, think about you have a system because you've overcome. You just got to hone that system so that it locks in every time you need it. So with that, let's pray. And it's based on the prayer of Jabez. I call it the business prayer. May God bless you, bless you, bless you indeed. May he enlarge your territory. May he prosper your business. May he increase your influence. May he make your vision plain. May he restore whatever has been broken. May he keep you from evil and keep evil from you, because we know it can be ugly out there. But most of all, may God bless you indeed. It indeed has been an honor to be with you. My name is G.I. What a absolute pleasure it has been to be with you. Amen. Bless each and every one of you. And let's go get it, because this is only the beginning. Thank you and good night.
Let the church say amen.
Good night.
Amen. Bless you. Thank you.
Bless you.
Sergeant Major, thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Hey, no
Appreciate
problem.
it.
Good seeing you.
That what you said today, because I did not know you, and I know those stories are out there. People that I help, it's like you say, well, oh, I know Daniel. Like, oh, is this going to be good or bad? But it's always that joy of knowing that, man, this work does matter. There are some people out there that you can touch, and I really appreciate that. I really, really do.
When you get in town, we're gonna go over there and have some of that seafood.
Absolutely.
That
Looking forward to it.
New Orleans style food. I'm telling you.
All right. We're going to get it done. G.I., I love you. Thank you so much.
Likewise, brother. Bless you. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.